So I finished Mafia 3 and I thought it was pretty good overall. There are some things about it that bugged me quite a bit though, and most of it has to do with the really inconsistent production values in the game. If you look at the voice acting and the cutscenes, it's really absolutely fantastic. But if you take and focus in more on some of the bugs in the game, it's like, what did they spend their time doing during the Q&A part? I had multiple sections where I would play through the game and wondered if I would even be able to finish it. Couldn't find markers that I needed to find, areas and things that I needed to do to advance, and it got really, really frustrating a few times through the game. However, with that being said, we did make it through. We did figure it out. We did use our brains and a little extra ingenuity to get through some sections where things were not broken, but just buggy. And it ended up being a pretty solid experience overall. The story is really good, and you really enjoy becoming Lincoln Clay and experiencing this along with his other underbosses and freeing the city from Sal Marcano. And overall, really find myself enjoying that experience. It was eye-opening in an aspect where you were playing someone that I would never normally play in a video game and dealing with life the way he dealt with life, and the racial slurs and stereotypes and problems that he faced became my problems in the game. And I think that actually is what makes it really fantastic. The characters in the game and the voice acting are top notch, along with a lot of the cutscenes that tell the story in this unique documentary style that you've never really seen in a video game before. It's neat that it changes based upon your decisions. It does some really awesome foreshadowing with the story. And overall, I recommend it just for that. If you're going into 100% this game, if you're an achievement hunter like me, you might not enjoy it as much as I did. Or, you're still going to enjoy it, but all of a sudden you're going to be like, man, this is becoming a drag. Because even though the driving's great, when you've driven to the bayou for the umpteenth, hundredth time, it's not so great anymore. And you just like, ugh, I don't want to do this again. But, overall, it was a good game, and I enjoyed it quite a little bit. If you want to play through a really great story and a unique campaign, some great driving, the music is fantastic, set in the time period 1968, and all the fantastic and wide variety of musical interests and tastes were all there for you to enjoy on the radio. The game's use of music and the original score for the game was also very, very fantastic. When it comes to the overall gunplay and just the day-to-day or the moment-to-moment gameplay, I found it average. The gunplay was good. You get a silenced pistol early on, and I just used that sucker constantly. I could get headshots from quite a distance with that silenced pistol, and enjoyed using it throughout the game. Like I said, the driving's really great. You just do so much of it, and you drive around, you take over these areas, you drive around, take over these areas, drive around, take over these areas, and then you're given an awesome set-piece story moment, which really I wish that the game had much more of. The main campaign has a lot of that. None of the side missions have any of those set-piece moments, and I feel like that if they did for each of the underbosses, it would have been even better of a game. I give it a solid. I think that you should play it, especially if you enjoy open world games and a good story. I wouldn't recommend it at the $60 price tag, to be perfectly honest. I don't think the value is there, but I do think it's worth playing. And I think that if you enjoy open world games and a good story, it's worth your time. So yeah, play some Mafia 3.